If we're going to talk about people who are not part of this discussion, I'd like to go back in time. My parents moved into Enfield in the late 1950s from Hartford. These new arrivals to Enfield were all white. The 1970 census tract covering Southwood Acres, some 5,500 people, was all white. I'm not going to venture into why this was or the historical forces that created opportunities for some and not others. But I know that my parents and thousands of other young families who moved into Enfield weren't responsible for these inequities. My parents lived in a building behind an apartment building, a dingy apartment. They were just trying to get a better life for themselves, and I'm tremendously proud of them. But this history in Enfield still matters today. As historians note, we may live in the present, but it's on terms dictated by the past. The thousands of new arrivals to town created social networks that became political networks. Today, our single-family neighborhoods are still substantially white, and these social networks remain very important from which political power grows. But this also means that our political system isn't responding very well to the demographic changes in our town. What's the best way to explain this? I'll apply business concepts to Enfield. Businesses that prioritize inclusion and diversity, especially in their management teams, perform better financially. That's according to consulting organizations such as McKinsey and Gartner, and it's backed up by many other studies. Why are diverse firms performing financially better? People from different backgrounds and life experiences bring other methods and ideas to solving problems. Businesses also feel it's morally the right thing to do. Why do businesses have problems in creating diverse workforces? Similar to Enfield's political systems, companies rely heavily on referrals. Employees tend to refer people for jobs from their social networks. Recruiting and hiring managers in businesses do the same. Businesses have realized that this approach comes with performance negatives. Can Enfield benefit from a DEI committee? It certainly can. Look at our financial performance. According to the Conservation Development Plan, Enfield's economy is declining. We're losing residents, our population is getting older, family sizes are smaller, and per capita spending is declining. All this is weakening our commercial district and our tax base. The site planning departments of big acre stores are likely aware of this data. We need a robust, all-hands-on-deck response to create the town that people want to live in, especially young people. By forming this committee, we are sending the message that the town is adopting best business practices, and we want everyone to contribute. I just want to say, don't take the bait that this is somehow political, that somehow people are being excluded. Don't take this bait for once. Don't take it. There were only maybe 5 black Americans in my high school graduating class. I didn't realize how different this town was until I joined the Navy, and then all of a sudden was thrust into a radically different world. You know, it's about time this town needs to do something right. Maybe this committee, maybe Zach's right that this committee doesn't have maybe the perfect appointments. I'm not going to get into that. But the point of it is, this is an historic opportunity for this town, and you know that this town is failing right now. Economically, it's failing and can't deny it any longer. So you have to do something. And if the best businesses in this country know that DEI is critical to surviving, we ought to know that too. We can be a great town. You just have to make it great. Thank you.